Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Man on the Moon. Today, we're going to be doing another episode of What the FUD. So in today's episode, we're going to be talking about the ever so popular Shiba Inu token, which has been nicknamed the Dogecoin killer. Now, Shiba Inu is an ERC-20 token, meaning that it's on the Ethereum mainnet. And it's not only just a token, but it's now developing into an entire ecosystem. Now, Shiba Inu, or Shib for short, started back in August 2020 by an anonymous user named Ryoshi. Now, we don't know the actual name or identity of Ryoshi, but he does have a Twitter handle and is credited as the founder of the Shiba Inu token. Now, Shiba Inu was originally created to be another meme cryptocurrency, and the supporters of the Shiba Inu coin are called the Shibarmy. Now, the developers of the Shiba Inu token have claimed that it is a community-driven token, meaning that it's the community itself developing and designing the token. Now, there's been a lot of confusion around the Shiba Inu token. So there may be a lot of confusion around burying tokens, as well as digging for tokens, and all the other things associated with these leashes and the shib and the bone and everything else that's going on with Shiba Inu. So in this video, if you stick around, I'm going to go ahead and go through each of these and hopefully bring some clarity to these different terms, what they all are, and to explain more about the Shiba Inu ecosystem. Now, when Shiba Inu was first developed, Ryoshi decided to use the Ethereum mainnet in order to launch the token. And actually in their white paper, which they call their wolf paper, he goes over his reasons why. So directly quoted from that wolf paper, it says, "Our founder Ryoshi embarked on the Shib journey with a predisposition towards Ethereum in the first place. It's already secure and well established, and it truly allows us to stay decentralized, unlike some of these FUD networks. His top priority was to ensure that his project was free to change and evolve with zero outside regulations impacting it. And Ethereum was the way to achieve that goal. Our army is able to hold their own tokens in a wallet and collect payments from around the world, all while remaining independent of moderating forces." So that's Ryoshi's reason why he decided to use the Ethereum network instead of other alternatives, such as the Binance Smart Chain mainnet. So when Shib first launched, it started with a supply of 1 quadrillion tokens. And the original founders of the project decided to send 50% of that entire supply, so 500 trillion tokens, to Vitalik Buterin's wallet, one of the original founders of Ethereum. And according to Ryoshi, the reason they did this is, quote, "We sent over 50% of the total supply to Vitalik. There is no greatness without a vulnerable point, and as long as VB doesn't rug us, then Shiba will grow and survive." So in their mindset, they decided that for some reason it was better to send these tokens over to him rather than just outright burning them. After just a short period of time of him owning and holding these tokens for them, he actually sent 10%, or about $1.2 billion worth of those tokens to an India COVID-19 relief fund. And it was also able to bring a lot of positivity and light towards the Shiba Inu project because they were able to donate such a large sum of money towards the COVID relief fund in India. At the time of the donation, India was really struggling with COVID-19. He later decided to send the other 90% that he held to a dead burn wallet, and claimed that he no longer wanted to have that type of responsibility for this project or any other project, and didn't want to be the center of attention when it came to other ERC-20 tokens. So when it comes to the Shibarmy and Shiba Inu, they're trying to develop more than just one simple token on the ERC-20 mainnet. They're actually trying to build a DECO, or a decentralized ecosystem. And kind of the fundamental portion of that is going to be done through Shibaswap. So Shibaswap is a cryptocurrency exchange that they claim, according to their wolf paper, is going to primarily focus on ERC-20 tokens and other Ethereum related projects. And as of right now, it's actually currently under audit through Certicate. Now, the primary tokens that will be used on Shibaswap is actually going to be these 3 different projects that are all associated with Shiba Inu and the ecosystem that they're trying to build. So the first token is obviously Shiba Inu, or Shib. The second token is Leash Dogecoin Killer, or Leash. And the last one is Bone, with the ticker symbol Bone. So like I mentioned before, there's a lot of confusion around these different terms and what they all mean. So they use different terms that are all dog themed to kind of explain concepts that are already have their own names in the cryptocurrency space, which is causing a lot of confusion. So I kind of wanted to go over this really fast. So all 3 of these tokens on Shibaswap will allow you to participate in staking. So when you stake Shib, you'll receive in return X Shib. When you stake Leash, you will receive in return X Leash. And when you stake Bone, you will receive T-Bone in return. Now, these tokens are representations of your share of the pool and will be automatically detected when you want to unstake your tokens through the bury tool. So when they're talking about staking these different tokens on their wolf paper and in their ecosystem, they call that burying your tokens, or to bury them. Now, because these are also DeFi tokens, they also need people to provide liquidity in order for them to function. So if you wanted to go ahead and participate in providing liquidity to the project, you can go ahead and participate in what's called Dig. And what happens there is you will then give some of your sheep in return for sheep SSLP tokens, or if you're talking about Leash, it'll be Leash SSLP tokens, or if it's Bone, it'll be Bone SSLP tokens. When it comes to burying or staking your sheep or your Shiba Inu tokens, you can receive in return Bone. So 3% of all bones per block is additionally minted and distributed to ex-sheep holders, or those individuals that have then staked their Shiba Inu tokens. And they claim that the Sheep tool is actually really powerful because it also pulls 0.1% of all Ethereum swap transaction fees, which occur through Shibaswap. In addition, the 0.05% of the allocated swap fees are distributed into bury pools, and a part is sent to ex-sheep holders, which allows the users to increase their sheep balance. So by you staking your sheep, you can then earn more sheep in return. And that is the whole reason why people want to go ahead and stake their sheep, is in order to return more in the process. That's how staking works. So 33% of the Bone and Ethereum returns will be weekly distributed and available for withdrawal, and the remaining 67% will be time locked for 6 months in order to generate that liquidity pool. So Leash is the second token in the Shiba Inu ecosystem. So when we were talking about Shiba Inu, how Shiba Inu had a supply of 1 quadrillion, but when it comes to Leash, it only has a supply of 107,647 minted tokens. So it's a much smaller supply. Now, it was originally envisioned and designed to be a rebase token that was going to be directly tied to the price of Dogecoin. But later it was decided not to move forward with that concept, and so Leash would turn off the rebase function. And they claimed, according to their wolf paper, that due to the low supply of tokens minted, the demand and reward for holding Leash and X-Leash and SSLP will lead to a metric rise similar to that of Sheep. So when it comes to burying your Leash, compared to when you were burying your Shiba Inu tokens, it generates X-Leash instead of X Shiba Inu tokens. And 1% of all Bone per block is additionally minted and distributed to X-Leash holders that are part of the Leash pool. Furthermore, the 0.05% of the allocated swap fees are distributed into bury pools, and a part is sent to X-Leash holders, which allows the users to increase their Leash balance. Now, on their wolf paper, there's actually a discrepancy here where it says it was sent to X-Sheep holders. I believe that's a typo. They were meant to say X-Leash holders, because that's how you would increase your Leash balance, is if you were an X-Leash holder. Now, when it comes to digging for Leash, in order to encourage Leash liquidity, the Leash SSLP token, or their what they call their puppy pool, gathers 0.1% of all the WBTC swap transactions. So these are all the transactions that are happening through the swap and trading, and 0.1% of all the USDC swap transactions. So if you dig for Leash, it goes into the Leash Ethereum pool. You get in return Leash Ethereum SSLP that is shared to the pool. That SSLP is then staked, and then you can return 33% is available for return, and 67% is locked for 6 months. And then the allocated Bone of 0.1% of the WBTC and 0.1% of the USDC bones is then allocated towards the staked SSLP. So we've mentioned Bone previously, and for those of you that are still confused, let's go ahead and break down a little bit more about Bone and what it is. So Bone, according to their wolf paper, they say Bone is extra special because it's only going to be available through Shibaswap. And Bone has 250 million tokens and is designed to fit perfectly between the previous two tokens in regards to their circulating supplies. Moreover, the token is a governance token, which will allow the Shibarmy, or those that are participating in using Shib, to vote on proposals for 2022 and projects moving forward. And it's also how token pairs will be added on Shibaswap. So the more Bone you hold, the more weight your vote will carry in the future endeavors and elections that they hold. So when you bury Bone, instead of getting X Bone, they actually call it T Bone that you'll get in return, which is just used, again, staking those tokens. And 1% of all the bones per block is additionally minted and distributed to T Bone holders that are part of the Bone pool. Furthermore, 0.05% of the allocated swap fees are distributed into these bury pools, and a part is sent to T-Bone holders, which allows users to increase their Bone balance. So anytime you bury any of these tokens, whether that's Bone, whether that's Shiba Inu or whether that's Leash, you are then going to receive more tokens over time by you then giving away those tokens to be locked into these liquidity pools and these staking pools. So when it comes to digging for Bone, the Bone liquidity is encouraged on Shibaswap by offering the Bone SSLP token. So the Bone SSLP token gathers 0.1% of all the DAI swap and returns and 0.1% of all the USDT swap returns. The 33% of the Bone will be available for withdrawal at any time, and the remaining 67% will be time locked for 6 months. Also, 33% of the DAI and USDT return will be distributed weekly and available to withdrawal, and the remaining 67% will be time locked. So when it comes to burying any of these 3 tokens, that has to do with staking. And anytime you have to dig for any of these tokens, that has to do with the liquidity pool itself. So now there's basically 3 tokens within the Shiba Inu ecosystem. And the Shiba Inu token in and of itself has already been listed on different exchanges. So you can go ahead and purchase it there. So if you want to participate in any of the staking or adding towards the liquidity pools for Shiba Inu, for Bone, or for Leash, you're going to have to use Shibaswap in order to do all of that. So you're going to have to access that directly to go ahead and purchase those other tokens and to participate within that ecosystem. I'm really curious to hear what your guys' thoughts are on Shiba Inu's token, as well as these other tokens that will also be on Shibaswap. If you were confused at all about the bury or staking of those tokens, or if you're confused about the digging or providing liquidity pools for those tokens, I totally understand that. There's some great YouTube videos that will go in a lot of detail about what staking tokens and coins is and why liquidity pools are so important for DeFi cryptocurrencies. If staking or liquidity pools are something that you would want me to go ahead and create a video on to provide more clarity for, please let me know down in the comments down below, and I can do a generalized video on both of those topics. I hope I was able to answer some questions about Shiba Inu, about what Shibaswap is, and about what the Bone and Leash tokens are. Thank you guys so much, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.
If you believe we put a man on the moon, man on the moon.
Oh, this is awkward. Didn't know you're still here. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and of course click the notification bell. Bye.